Today we're in Arroyo Grande. We're at Ocean View Elementary, home of the Cougars, and we're here to... All right, once again, we're in Arroyo Grande. We're at Ocean View Elementary. We've got 3rd and 4th graders, and we've also got 5th and 6th graders doing a little bit of math outside in the lovely weather over here. You guys having a good time so far?
Yeah.
All right, so here's going to be a little bit of a different challenge. So last time we were working with some manipulatives, the pentominoes. And just kind of as a quick review, what were some of the things you noticed about pentominoes?
They were different shapes.
Okay, there were different shapes, right?
They all had the same amount of blocks inside each of them.
And do you remember how many there were?
5.
There were 5, right? Which is why they are pentominoes instead of some other object that you would be using.
We had to try and make them like fill in a grid.
You had to fill in a grid, right? Because if you had a certain size grid, all 12 of those pentominoes will fit in there, right? And before that, you were just making rectangles using a couple of different pentominoes and doing that, right? So now we're going to do something where you're going to not have any manipulatives that you're going to work on. You're just going to kind of be thinking about things. So if you have a word problem, what are some strategies that you could use to solve a word problem? What are some things you have to know or you have to do?
You could underline the important things in the word part.
Underline the important things. Now, what would be the important things? What are the things?
The numbers and, the numbers.
So numbers and what else?
And like if it were say like to multiply or to subtract.
Because sometimes it says to multiply or to subtract, so you know what operation you have to do. Are there sometimes words when they don't give you multiply or subtract, when they use other words?
Yeah, they say like what's in all. Like,
okay. How many in all? So you know you're going to have to probably add them up or multiply or something, right? So you're going to get the total amount. Right? What are some other words that don't necessarily say straightforward that?
Like how many are left?
How many are left? Right? So you want to find the difference, maybe? Right? So what does that tell you you're probably going to have to do at some point?
Subtract.
Subtract. Right? What else?
Like when you're supposed to like divide something, it might say like, I don't know, like you have to like bring down something.
Okay.
Like if you're learning how to divide.
Or what part of something might somebody get where you divide those things? What else?
Split between somebody and somebody else.
Right, split between something. You're going to have to divide out of the whole thing, right?
Like how many things are in each group if you're dividing?
There you go, right? If they go, well, we've got 12 objects and there's 3 groups, how many are in each group? You know you have to divide, right? So any other words that come to mind that you're like, oh, I need to do this. If they say, we want the sum of something, what are you going to have to do?
Add.
You're going to have to add, right? And what if they say, we want the product?
Multiply.
You're going to have to multiply, right? So you guys have a lot of the key vocabulary down. Some good strategies, right? Underlining numbers and keywords and things like that, all right? So are you guys ready for your next math problem?
Yeah.
All right. So first, we're going to take a look at these guys over here. And let's take a look at what you guys had, because yours is going to take a little bit longer. All right. So adding decimals to make them as close to 1 as possible. Now, you guys have worked with decimals in 5th and 6th grade already?
Yeah.
Okay. So think about this. If I have 0.4 and 0.5, and I add them up, what do I get? 0.9. That's pretty close to 1 whole, isn't it? Okay. But if I had like 0.75, I could get closer, couldn't I?
Yeah.
And instead of 0.9, how could I get even closer to 1?
0.99.
There you go, 0.99, add another decimal. Now you guys are going to have 3, and you're going to add up 3 of them to see how close you can get to 1. Now you can use the numbers 1 through 9 only once each.
Can you get exactly 1?
It is possible to get exactly 1. All right, so you guys ready? Go. So go ahead and work on that. If you need some help, work with your partners. All right, you guys over here. You all know about money, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys handle money a lot? Do you have a lot of money?
Yeah.
You have a lot of money? Or do you handle a lot?
I have $50.
You have $50. I'll tell you right now, that's more than I've got in my pocket, so you do have a lot of money. All right, here's what I want you guys to do. Write down some information. All right, $1. So put down $1, put the dollar sign, the decimal point. So write $1. All right, then I want you to write down 15 coins. So you can write it next to it, under it, wherever you want. So you're going to have $1 and then you're going to have 15 coins.
15 cents.
15 coins, right? If I have a bunch of coins in my hand, there are 15 of them. All right? So you have 15 coins and they're going to make $1. What coins do I have in my hand? So go ahead and work on that. All right, so that is the challenge that the students have both in 3rd and 4th grade, as well as 5th and 6th grade at Ocean View Elementary. When we come back, we'll see how they did.